So before we start the empowerment, we'll wait for the others to come. So before, we will just recite the praise to the Lord Buddha, praise to the Buddha Dharma and Sangha, which is on page number 7. Praise to the Shakyamuni Buddha, which is on page number 7. And after we finish that, we will not do the mandala offering. We will wait for the others to come. Instead, we will go to page number 16, and we will do the Medicine Buddha short mantra. We will recite the Medicine Buddha short mantra, which is on the page number 16. Thank you.
Namande Darada Namande Namje Seboye Gobandone Genye Jadune Gadan Nadan Cheve Lajume Sebe Zole Jawar Jawar Shu Mahabodhi Siddha Benze Mahabodhi Manja Besam Karma Nam Benza Sarva Karma Avarana Vishodan Benze Soham Aman Namo Bhagavate Benjoya Prabharaza Tathangadaya Arahate Samya Sambuddhaya Deyata Omom Be Kanzen Be Kanzen Maham Be Kanze Ranza Samunga De Soha Omon Namo Bhagavat Prabharazaya Tadhagadaya Arahante Samya Sambuddhaya Deyata Omon Be Kanze Maham Be Kanze Ranza Samunga De Soha
Hello. Good morning, everyone. On behalf of Drikun Damaskuya, I would like to welcome to everyone to the Medicine Buddha Retreat. And good morning, Rinpoche and all the Solomon monastic and all the Lama. and we would like to express our most sincere gratitude and Tashidale, thank you very much for all your compassion and love. You travel all the way from India to here to lead the traditional medicine Buddha retreat. Actually, this is the 4th time at the Drukung Dhammasyoya. So just like to let everyone know that we are very fortunate to have this opportunity to participate in this program and also to receive the precious teaching from the Buddha. So it's my prayer that everyone make an effort to study hard, to contemplate and practice the Buddha Dhamma. So that way you can cultivate your innate love and kind of compassion, mindful awareness, and wisdom. And then that way you can generate and have inner peace in yourself. Then you can generate and provide peace to your family, and all of us together can bring peace to our communities, to our society, to our country, with all the faiths and among all the beings, And so I think that way we all can become the courage to bring the happiness to everyone in the world. And all of us will be able to make a very positive impact in this life and many lives to come. So it's my prayer that everyone have a very auspicious and beneficial retreat in the next 2 days. So, Pema, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Kong. First, I would like to say a few words in Tibetan. Tatrin de nganzu sane tigung chugi nime chuzolya ani ceramic gebji siling tonggorim bichi choda ceramic tazangi chanzula ube ani kechila number 2 ani dang dineji chudi dan sundi shiwshin number 2 kongye zimik ju number delya kadin chi shwoyin ani tagana shinji chuba shamyari ani jik suyun dan hakwatu ani simegi en timu moyimbe mele tuju ki södi tang jikingan zu mema ke chöle ya ani zeba chinle kyangya ke kongba sheba nangsin ani kongye zeme ki sane susu le peje an di chimlo nganzo ya toya ke koga namba kadin ning tawane so toji chesche shugi en dagana shinta nganzo dinale sungme inji kingyo zan tanda di nganzo program devdi zerim dinala rimbuchegi lugyu ende pege gishila gyagane pege kunazugi tsenda ani ta taringi kudun kabla kharkar nang yume dige ji ngotu shuyu ani rimbuchegi na gonglo ni da chige tol gyawrimchegi en silin tongo kundi jushibaleya ngunzi na bane daseme na la lo ni shulhaj ani sensam komsum tharchimba na bata ani ji gyawrimchegi soda simgi any dindegi rolling nangle shu nambata and terrible henge rolena jeta khanda zebatinle shiuji kyangnang yori and that chi suji chige nangre and taring nganzu sanelia thoma chuna reta di thoma uzubne jeta dine rimba the loda chuna berewa dan sundim shuyu to jena shuata any taganashin the gishila chemba number tsama the jigtazan rangi che to kule kunge zemi pebata into chane to chena shuata any de gishila chamba nyandala imbina sinmegita gishit teba in Canada lishuden jegori tarin toskanzuti chunayori ni gishilo san targela the mangchi jig topu nimber zinangdu any gishila nganzu sanelina nyama deva komtiga chunara shude pechun ani shungi zulia nangju lupti naro na shuti pechun kadin chi ani jikmao bale nganzo ya de sigo yongwe ro shugi ngara zu thadi ro de shu ya wo shu to gmindu de ine susu na che ni jike nganzo kongba shebe ro shugi ani jizan number changma ya to che na shu de chepjik ani de dirin chun nambe ki mema changma to che na shu da ani tungyu nangge ki jinda number 2 to che na number 2 ki jinda ki kadin de ni enganzo tarin di ji karzuri chagi mebe tone ini suphebi ne kingo jegari sungju shuari entiwa ya kandikalo shua inheri da kanda kombali anam gyune pheya yoril hakwa tu tarin chagi me je pherona shua tos chen hi eni chendi karana bine eni serme chazan le chazan number 2 tega nangrona entiba kuna zu chungzin da changma chanzula kuna zu thadi na sha chaza tinzu phugres che shub chepji eni nge tu zu shra shuma go che en pege na tindes che tu chuchoga shui. I just want to add to what Kong had said. Yeah, I'm sure all my old Tamil friends know me. I'm Pema. I run a small non-profit to mainly benefit Tibetan children with their language and Tibetan culture, and also in the exchange of Tibetan cultural values with anybody who's interested. And that's why this Medicine Buddha retreat with the amazing Dharma Center in our area, Tigung Dharma Surya Center, and its board and members who are so wholeheartedly devoted to dharmic activities that we are fortunate to have such a wonderful temple, and on top of that, such great people to kind of participate together. And so that this is the 4th annual Medicine Buddha retreat with Serame monastics. And we are very honored that this time, for the first time, Gyabji Silin Tongpo Rinpoche is heading the group. Our Chan Master, the administrator of Serame, and Geshe Samdula, the mandala expert, they have been here in the past few years. Perhaps from the program book, you will see the beautiful picture of the debate hall and the science classrooms, and many of you know you had been a part of donating towards the construction of that $1 million kind of project, and it was inaugurated last year in December by His Holiness the Dalai Lama. Some of us had the opportunity to witness that in person. The monastic debate hall and the science classrooms are not just used by Serame, but other monasteries for interfaith, for discourses and debates with scientists. And so it's being used by tens and thousands of monks and anybody who's interested in Buddhism. And so it's helping a lot. Thank you so much for being a part of the whole, contributing towards that and helping us, helping in a small way for Serame to have that built. And I'm sure ours was a small part, but that time Rinpoche was traveling in Europe for that while their former abbot, Geshe Ngawan Chondela, used to come, and for the past 3 years he's been coming, and this year Rinpoche is leading the same group. And so we're fortunate to have them, very honored. And as for Rinpoche, who Siling Tongpo Rinpoche is, because he's coming here for the first time, we have his short bio in the program book. He was recognized by His Holiness the Dalai Lama when he was 2.5 years old. And since then, he's been in the Serame Monastery for the past 20 plus years. And also is a Geshe. So I would not take extra time to elaborate on that. And we have this opportunity of having Rinpoche and the whole group of the senior monks to do this elaborate, unique Medicine Buddha practice as is done in Serame Monastery. And so their effort for the past few years that they started is to go to the lay people, the community, and have us access to that most tradition and most precious practice. And so we have the honor of getting that, and I'm so happy that all of you have taken the time to come and take advantage of the event that DTSC and PTE have put together. We also want to thank our sponsors who have helped us to make this whole event free. And I also want to thank our volunteers. Like we have 4 ladies, mainly Sonam and Yangdu and Tsuchuki and Sangala cooking in the kitchen today. And then many of you who have contributed towards lunch. And then tomorrow we'll have another group. And so every day we'll have a feast. And so this is not just a retreat, but a dharmic feast. And so thank you so much. I don't want to take any more time. And Lance, if you have any more on logistics and housekeeping, please.
I think you just earlier, we mentioned that if you want to, for the blessings later on today, to fill out the forms for the healing blessing for the living and for the deceased. The forms are on the table. And again, that there'll be a kata offering at the conclusion of this morning, and we'll have a group picture. So thank you all very much.
Chanju bardo dani gyabzo jin da ye chushe ye ben sanam ye chala menjere san ye drumbara shu san ye chedan san ye chanam Chanju bardo dani gyabzo jin da ye chushe ye ben sanam ye chala menjere san ye drumbara shu 다소 마균 남겼다니 말씀제 탐지기 때도 조배 상기지 고마를 먼저 지내냐 토베 책이 안테 토베체도 담배추 사모냠술래 삼백이 kulong 주주기 좀 레버 셋업에 거네 데네 셈버슈 데네 강 셈버체베다 추수디 드링 상게 멜레기 제나디 차디기 요레 어디 인도전에 데네 kulong 주주기 좀 레버 셋업으로 나스 치슈야이. So I would like to request all of you to set your motivation to that of, for the sake of all sentient beings, may I attain enlightenment. And to do so, I will be practicing the Dharma, and this time in particular, we'll be practicing the Dharma of Medicine Buddha practice. The Medicine Buddha Empowerment practice will be taking part in. So before we begin, usually before I begin any empowerments, before I start any empowerments, I start sort of laying the foundations of the Buddha Dharma a little bit. So the importance of the Buddha Dharma, or the reason why we are practicing the Dharma, why we need the Dharma, why we practice the Dharma, it all comes down to the fact that we aspire something. We are aspiring, to put it simply, we are aspiring for happiness. We are aspiring for improvement or betterment, to better our situation, to better our mental state, to better our wisdom, to improve, to better. And this is equal to all of us, that all of us, none of us want unhappiness or unwholesome, anything unwholesome.
and we all aspire for something good, something better in any way. And so there are so many better things, if I can simply put it that way, but they don't last long. And the only thing that will last forever, or I mean that will bring lasting happiness, or ultimate happiness, if you like to call it that way, is the attainment of Buddhahood. When you remove all the negative afflictive emotions that is within you, only then rises the long-lasting happiness, and only then the long-lasting happiness remains. Only then the long-lasting happiness is conscious for us to be aware of. So when we talk about unwanted things or unhappiness, there are things, unwanted things or unwanted things and unhappiness, suffering or unhappiness that comes from physical form, that comes from verbal form, that comes in verbal form, that comes in physical form, and that comes in the mental form. And out of the three, the mental form of suffering or unhappiness is the most severe one. And we can also say that the first two also comes from the last one, the mental unhappiness or mental imbalance. Through mental imbalance, we create the physical as well as the verbal imbalances, and thus unhappiness or suffering as we know of it rises. So the Buddha Dharma, the practice of Buddha Dharma in general, is to train your mind, attune your mind to the practice of the right path, by which I mean practicing those, what we call those things that we have to uphold. There is the thing that we have to. There are the things that we have to uphold, and there are the things that we have to abandon. So by choosing, by making the right choices, by taking the right path of upholding what are the right paths or what are the right practices, and abandoning what are the wrong practices or wrong activities, wrong deeds, one treats on the path of Dharma. So, of course, the right path or the right practice, the path to uphold is that of the 10 wholesome deeds, the virtuous deeds, 10 wholesome activities, and the one to abandon is the 10 unwholesome deeds. And by practicing, by treating the path of the, by treating the righteous path, and avoiding the non-virtuous or the unwholesome path, one will be able to attune one's mind. One will be able to transform one's mind, the mind that is afflicted momentarily by the mind that is momentarily affected by our afflictive emotions. The mind that is momentarily affected by our afflictive emotions. So the reason I'm saying momentary here is afflictive emotions are not part and parcel of our mind. It comes. It has been. It is like a stain. It is like a dirt that is staining the mirror.
the dirt that is on the mirror is not part and parcel of the mirror. Due to negligence, the mirror picks up dirt, and then it is stained. And when we look at the mirror, what we see is a stained, an image that we don't want to look at. Similarly, the mind is affected by the afflictive emotions, just as the example given earlier. So therefore, all the afflictive emotions can be removed, and the way to do that is through the practice, fundamentally through trading on the path of the 10 virtuous deeds, and avoiding the 10 non-virtuous path. By controlling, let's say, by treating the right path and by controlling your actions, thus you will be able to control your karma, your actions. And when you control your actions, you also have the control over the reactions of the karma that you are producing. So, all of you, since I think most of you are familiar with the Buddha Dharma, and you might have heard that like over hundreds of thousands of times. But we have a saying, in the practice of Dharma, nothing is enough. So we have a saying in Tibetan, if it's important, do it as many times as you can. If it's Dharma, do it over 100, or one has to pay attention if it's important, and one has to do it more than over hundreds of times if it's something of Dharma. This is some sort of like a phrase that we say in Tibetan. So one has to understand this thing. Dharma, when we say Dharma, I usually use the word Dharma rather than the other word that starts with the B, because Dharma here lies, this is the thing. Dharma means, very simply put, to transform. We have to transform our current situation, physically, verbally. We have to transform ourselves mentally. So therefore, there are so many types of transformation, but the most vital point of transformation that we are talking about, we're dealing with here, is the mental transformation. And that can be when you control, or when you take control of your mental functions, how your mind functions, how your mental factors functions with your mind, with your consciousness. That's how you take control of your mental well-being, mental health, mental well-being, let's put it that way. And when you take control of your mental well-being, when you have a hale and hearty mental state, then your verbal actions and followed by the physical actions will also rise wholesomely, in a virtuous way, the right way. So therefore, this is what the Buddha's teaching is all about. Of course, it's simply said than done. So therefore, we have all the 84,000 volumes of Buddha's teachings. But the idea is to transform your mind, to attune your mind to the right path, to the virtuous path. And so the practice of the Buddha, the practice of this medicine Buddha prayer is there, of course, to help yourself rise up when you fall down, mentally, verbally, physically. On top of that, this empowerment of the medicine Buddha being a tantric practice, so therefore it being a Mahayana practice, the Maha the great. So it is. We are not talking about, when you say, we are not sort of like comparing each other in terms of competition, or it's nothing in that inferior and superior sort of way. What we're looking at here when we say Mahayana and the Hinayana, or this Mahayana tradition, Mahayana practice, what we're actually saying is the aspiration or the mental attitude of the practitioner. If the practitioner's mind is not set right, then the tantric practice, the so-called great tantric practice, which should be Mahayana practice and which should be Vajrayana practice, actually may become a Hinayana practice or a lower practice, or it can even become a non-dharmic practice. It can even become an evil practice if you have, malicious intention while doing those practices, because many of the tantric practices are very powerful. So when you use that to harm others, this becomes the so-called tantric practice. The ritual may be a tantric ritual, but the practice turns into a non-dharmic practice, an evil practice. So it lies very much within the practitioner rather than the practice itself, whether a certain practice can be described as the Mahayana practice, Vajrayana practice, or even a Dharma practice at all. So, please bear this in mind. So, now the thing is, when we do a Mahayana practice, so Mahayana practice is not about, having a lot of tools, Dharma tools, or being grandiose about anything. The main thing about the difference between the Mahayana practice and the non-Mahayana practice of the Buddha Dharma lies in the fact whether the practitioner has a greater mental capacity. By greater mental capacity, I mean, can you think only of yourself, or can you think for all of us? So the Mahayana practice, of course, is we also call it the Bodhisattva's practice, or the Bodhisattva's way. Mahayana practice and the Bodhisattva practice are synonymous. And so what does a Bodhisattva do? A Bodhisattva aspires to attain enlightenment for the sake of all sentient beings, not for the sake of oneself. Buddhahood is the ultimate goal, yes, but it's not like an escape route, right? It's not a like ultimate destination, a holiday destination that you want to go there and then forget about everything. In a way we call that there is a we have a term which says which can be loosely translated as self-perfection and other perfection, loosely. Okay, so the self-perfection is attainment of Buddhahood is known as self-perfection. You perfect yourself, and the perfection of others is when you, after attaining Buddhahood, you don't rest and you forget about others. You work for others. You start giving teachings, you start working for them, you start serving the people, other sentient beings. So when you when you are able to do that, then you attain the perfection of others, the so-called perfection of others. Buddhas, are always perfect in both self and the other. So coming back to the point, the reason I'm talking about this here is
attainment of Buddhahood is not merely for your own enjoyment. So you attain Buddhahood so that you are better equipped, to put it simply, to help others. When we generate the bodhicitta, there are 3 types of generating the bodhicitta. We make 3 different types of aspirations when we generate the bodhicitta. One we call the king-like bodhicitta, the other we call the shepherd-like bodhicitta, and the third one we called the oarsman, the boat. Oarsman is the right word, maybe, yeah. Oarsman type of bodhicitta, captain, whatever. So the oarsman, so there's a certain type of bodhisattvas who pledge that there are many pledges that they make when they generate the bodhicitta for the first time. So some bodhicittas generate bodhicitta for the very first time with a pledge that may I become a Buddha. I will only become a Buddha. I will only attain Buddhahood. I will attain Buddhahood only after all other sentient being has been put in the Buddha state, the enlightened state. After all the sentient beings were put into Buddhahood, attain enlightenment, only then I will become a Buddha. Such bodhisattvas are known as the shepherd bodhisattva. A shepherd will herd the sheep or goat, whatever, from behind. Then there are bodhisattvas which say, okay, I will attain Buddhahood the same time. May I attain Buddhahood at the same time as all other sentient beings. So these are like oarsmen. So when you are riding a boat, the captain and the passengers, the oarsmen and the passengers, they arrive at the other shore at the same time. Then there are certain bodhisattvas who says that that is the bodhicitta, the shepherd, that is the way Buddha of compassion generously generated his bodhicitta for the first time. And then the oarsman, that is the Vajrapani, some say, so there's a sort of a dispute onto that. The third one, which is the king-like bodhicitta, a king-like bodhicitta is when you generate the bodhicitta for the first time, you pledge that I will become a Buddha first. I will attain Buddhahood. I will become the king first, and then I will be empowered to look after my subjects. I will attain Buddhahood first, and when I have the equipments to take care of all the sentient beings in the maximum capacity that I can, to the fullest capacity that I can, I will serve them. So this is called the king-like bodhicitta, which was generated by, of course, Manjushri, the Buddha of wisdom, who is the wisest. Anyway, so so this is the thing. What we should, the path that we should be following is you attain Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings, because unless you attain Buddhahood, you will be able to look after all the sentient beings. The saying goes about the quote by Abraham Lincoln that you can fool all people sometime, you can fool some people all the time, but you cannot fool all the people all the time. So, similarly, if you do not attain Buddhahood, you have limited resources. You may be able to save all the people sometime, and maybe some of the people all the time, but you cannot serve all the people all the time with all their needs. So therefore, and one more example is, when you travel through airplane, the flight attendants, the staff,
they always tell during a time of emergency, when there is lack of oxygen, something comes down from you have to put that first upon yourself, and then you help the other that is there, so that you are better equipped, all right? So this is the same thing. So why should you take care of the other passenger anyway, your co-passenger, right? That is the... So for a Mahayana practitioner, this is essential, to take care of your co-passenger. You cannot escape just like that. Even if you're sitting on the emergency side, you still have to look for others to, because the thing is that, okay, I will just make it short. So the thing is, all other sentient beings, the innumerable, infinite amount of sentient beings that is out there in the world, in this or other, were have been in some way, at some point of time, very close to you, loved by you, and loving towards you. As the people that you love, as the people that you are close to, and as the people that you are close to and that are close to you in this lifetime, as important as they are, as precious as they are, all those other sentient beings have been, at least at one point of time, many innumerable number of times, but at least at one point of time, they have been very close to you, they have been very helpful towards you, they have been benefiting you a lot. And so therefore, you cannot leave them just like that, because you wouldn't leave the people that you are connected in this life just like that. If the co-passenger is someone that you are connected to very much closely in this lifetime, you won't leave that person like that. So similarly, all the other co-passengers are like that. The only difference is the span of time. Some of them have been close to you very long time ago, and some of them, not so much. Like, some of them are close to you in this lifetime, and some of them are close to you in your previous lifetimes and previous other lifetimes. So the only distance between the two. Okay, so they were asking me to speak in Tibetan, which of course I will do, but no, thank you. Oh, okay, I'm good right now? Oh, okay, I see. So, unless I lay out my points to a certain extent, because I have to before I speak, I have to think in the language that I'm speaking. I would use Western phrases to Tibetan people and Tibetan phrases to Western people, which would not suit them. So therefore, I'm just going to, finish up to a certain point, and then I'm going to go to Tibetan. So please bear with me, my Tibetan friends. Well, you don't understand that. So that's why you have to look after your co-passengers. Right, so I think I want to leave it here. Tene tang anzu drinki choshe di sangye melegi janang shuya dre de yorba. Dindu zane ta sangye melegi nge tangbo namji di shude gyo sangye mele janang sane ta chojo gi chawa dre de yor. Din nang nga gi chawa re nga yin zane ta chojo gi chawa re de yorba. Ta chojo gi chawa khande jimba jina ya gongbo she goya zo keche shu di karesina lakbar to shuya kapso. 다 상계기 가서 최기 망시라고 저러 봐. 네 학교가 계신 거 쇼래. The Mangshi di Jidang Shabana to Demba Shi said over down, the get Shigora. I'll dig a mashi cola, Chu said the Kare said, Chu catching with him, and it church check what the Moho, Chu Machina Carriore, Churchina Carriore, the Gedan, Kyungi, some of the Chiko, catching Mushura, Tindusane, that Manzu, the Midam, Midsam to Masebe, Socha Busin, Tamu, Condition Bajinaya, the Gujoji Tang Chinjene, Uj Tang Chinjene. 디기직 턴도 고조시 땅 열봐 옥 땅 열봐 되네 딱 가서 믹스 되어 있네라 믹 같이 해 있네라 믹 맞춤 있네라 간다 디기직 턴다래 되어래 믹 다네 믹 차두서는 믹 맞춤 거 알아 답 되고 싶을 거니 쉐베나 되네 대체 딱 탕체도서네 네 탕디체 탕체버디 세야게 체도 디기직 턴도 아니 예서 개고 알아 제사 야 랑스지로 야 랑야 망천나 야 마대고도 마대야 망천나 야 랑고도 제상 야 대네 마 가서리 야 랑야 대양 디기기 턴다래 랑네 마대야 대양 디기기 턴다래 가좀네 주는 거 쇼때서나 아르마든 게제 샤고 개고 디에 디기 턴다래 양 게제 샤니 쇼때 망고시에서나 탕치그래 가좀 부키그래 디야 디기 턴다래 간달 땅에 답 되고지는 쉐베이나 간당 아주 대바 되라 동에 메도 임 말씀제 삼지 직송제 디임바 손자 디기 직토도 녀고래 이내야 아주 메스난도 스테 되버이나 대화단 대회 주 대화티 만줄에 갈수록 가두이네 용 카보다 오지다 동해티 가두이네 용 배보다 오지 통고도 와. 티 가르치네 용 버스나 대화 마요아티 대회 주 마도 상타 동해 용야티 동해기 주 주바상 총벌에 제상 아주 몇람제 되잖아요. 심지어 탐제 동해 당 동해기 주당 제월 교지 대화당 대회 주당 면제월 교지 체제. Is it good? There is some sort of so 제상 대화당 대회 주당 대발 교지 동해다 동해기 주당 제월 교지 송와 인도잖아요. 동해 마용아 체발라 동해기 주티 세고요래. 동해 주티 세나 동해 용구마래. 대화 되고도나 대회 주디 중국어요 임버. 인도잖아요. 다 대화다 동해 세야 태양 지당 류가 이숨기 동해 직망보 여러봐. 샘기 강에 요래. 수건 나자다야 요래. 되네 갈수고래. 류기 톤에 셔바이나 수고를 나자다야 도. 마기 톤에 셔바이나 카타마도 벌서베기. 샘 아니 샘기 강에다 쉐모가 망고 주저봐. 제산 류샘 류가 예숨기 강에 강인 바이나야. 이게 탐색이 중서저부터 타토 인도산에 그 녀몽 토숨세야 될 투디기 요래. 다디 디스코르겐 프로그램마도 디 투구여 손자 녀몽 토숨세야 될 샘낭 여봐서 샘낭기 내다지래. 그래서 샘기 네루 내다한테 네루테 샘 녀몽베 딥데버티 내다한테 샘 녀몽베 딥스도잖아요. 샘 녀몽기 다 쪼고 소샤버지. 샘세야디 샘기랑신 왜사와스 지송거. 샘세야디 아주 시고 장만나시 멜론 당만나시 지여스. 샘 코란드랑신테 멜론 당만나시 여버체. 다 디강래야 아주 시고 장만 갈래야. 근데 그런 뭐 너무 맞아리 샤나 추라 고고 열봐. 쪼고 차고 열봐. 디나 신기 안 집에 가수고래 차세 망부지 요래 군달라 소바든데 차세 망부 쇼지 요다 최게 남샤들이야 밀 통야 유조당 라베 리아 유조당 아니 암조로 고야 유조 나베니야 유조 망부지 요래 이네 니게데 참물로기 딱 가수고래 튕기엔 저거지 자르기 요라마도 지기 최게 남샤 오마티 최세야게 된다디 규제 다음에 된다체 규제 땅야 태양 류 교와 당국이 유네다 nga 교와 당국이 유네다 간달 조디 셈 교와마다나 류당 아니라 교와 태게요 말이 디인도선에 셈 교와 당고 제상 셈 규르주 당보달이야 최세야기
tonda di jugu yo imbare chue le ya jitan tonda mangbu yo ban tonda zo de di ndu zane sem gyo tang go yo re ta sem gyo tang ne zo be sang gi ko bang to ba che ngana zo te ko chimbu ta ta nga gi nyam len che ka su ko je nang di nga gi nyam len re de re nga gi nyam len ma che kong le ya nga gi nyam len chi tu zane nga gi nyam len yin ta chan te jing gi chue cha de go 상하기 최세야지 대징이 최인 거고 얘네양 태고 첨부 최다 태고 중의 최세야지 대징도 대중어서 통주 당와 계속 말해 조디 태고 첨부 최다 태고 중의 최세야지 당도 직시도 시고 열때 얘네양 최디 태고 첨부 최 차다 맞춰서야다 최디 상하기 최 차다 맞춰서야지 최지겐 코란기 사모당단티 가리 컨데스티 초마줄 라레겨 계시 최징의 강사티기 베나 상학 최 자천부직다 노지 직제다보다 게돌라 속어데 기념네 자천부 쇼지 지기 여바체 얘네 코란기 디 룸네 답베나 토당가 속어데 개베다 밀레네버게 오사메기 삼로지기 토네 강사티기 최의 자천부 노지 직제기 최 다가서라 노지 직제기 최고다 다 상학 최 자천부데 컨데스 냠네 체버지나야 코란기 삼로당단티 다 페바지차 라고도 밀어 녀게 고선배 상무 코베이나 상하기 줄도야 파샤 태포침배 줄도야 파샤 최점로야 만로 마세 아니 년송의 계약이 줄이야 두고요 임버래 딘도 전에 다 가서 그래 아주 송수에 다 제름 붙이기 송래 인교 가서 그래 강사 최 태포침배 최인배 매쇼기 강사야 태포침배 강사거바 내체 워스 지 송을 딘도 전에 최디 자침부 임바 점기 전 되게 말해 자라 공천보다 야구 비타고 지겨버리네 표저 당당만신나 자라 되게 수수 편도 토마라 디는 신기 최자천부 디기 전에 편도디 디기 주디 랭국이나 달란당 신고 제가 란당 신고요래 란당 신만신 락다디야 다다시 도고 디인도 전에 태보 첨부 추세 태보 첨부 첨부해야 돼 전주 선배 태보에서 태보 첨부해서 그래 전다 조어디 가오토고 알았으나 아니 라니 지고 코알레 타바당 동엘레 쳐와 잠게 마침버 심전 탐지 동엘레 쳐와지 지긴 인사마게 삼모디 콜고어 된데기 동엘레 쳐와티 녜 지긴 쳐와 마세 녜 지긴 인사마 삼모지 콜고어 대양 다 동엘다 심전 탐지 동엘 탐지다 제워 제국이 요나 심전 탐지기 삼모당다다 심전 탐지기 감다 삼바다 팔라니세야 줘와 강에 가려여바디 아주 신토고 말해 강에 셰바이나야 세베 탑딩 아주라 요 말해 디인도 전에 심전 탐지기 동엘세야다 강에세야 체도 아니 가나서 조배 상기지 고만도 톱톱이나 아니 심지 탐지기 정도 가서 그래 내가 자체 붙이 토야다 심지 탐지기 동에 세 토고요라 다 저와 타마들 갈래고 왔으나 계제 타마들 갈래고 왔으나 심지인기 전 제 고야 가르도서야 계제 실내 연구라 심지 셴 동에기 통보이나야 가려요랬다 ngang 코코나레 심지 셴나 아주 되게 진진 최고야是吧 제부 최고야 좀전 도다 면도스네 계제의 지용 백업소 다 저와 계제를 무쇼 차도래 다 도도 쇠버이나 아니 심지 탐제 땅 아주 남주 최게 나선다 제베는 심지 탐제 랑게 마친용이 버지고래 소야들에 다 간다 마이네다 파이네다 대변이네다 조이네다 되네 수선 나오이네다 간다 심지 탐제 랑니라 심지 탐제보 가서 그래 마타이나야 뒤찍라 소설이야 가딩장여다 파메 전에 거든 장연네다 bü인 전에 거든 장연 기겐 전에 거든 장연네다 다오 전에 거든 장연네다 간다 소교 진전 전에 거든 장연네다 간다 심진 순다지 메나야 랑이라 거든 마창와 지장요 말에 거든 장배 심진 대기 진래 만제버이나 다음에 다시 들어와 저장 소소 심진 랑기 거든 장 다시 임바 잡도 마세베 다직 30 명예지게나 다음에 다시 질 지야지래 30 명예지나 소소 거든 장에게 밑에 거든 쇠국으로 와 다 심진 신스 되잖아 랑기 체디기 거든 장에게 파마 분지 기게 드네 직 소교 진전 다오 라소바 가르여바 나신키 심진 신 나면 랑라 거든 장여바 지고 지송래 다 개발지 여바디 다 뒤즈 개발들에 직디 단다 뒤즈리야 거든 첨부래 직디 뒤신다질 거든 첨부래 다 뒤즈니마 거든 첨부디 자첨부 말레스 단다 거든 첨부디 자첨부래 라바이나 다배 삼루배 디차로와 밀라마스네 단다 알게 기면 요는 야치긴 예마도 니마 알레 로고치네 펜통에다
주망알 여러진 팬통에 되는 가 개발메스 단단갈 팬통에 잠도 모았을라나 삼당다 빼 미장 통동다 밑다 탭자스 그러와 아주 갑자기 논 시에베나 어디 차대 와 딘도 전에 semjen 탐제 랑라 팬 마다바 찌게 매바 아니 팬 따바 차나야 다 단대 수수기 마당 파당 되는 기겐다 아니 가서 딱 나오다 되는 초라서 남기 랑라 팬 따바 나신기 semjen 셴 남장 랑라 대다 팬 따바 여자 디게 되 마dum나 춘네 메 데이터 멘도 딘자 데이터도 두긴 사백 삼로 토네 아니 다 취를 가서 그래 취기냐면 난고고 요인 바래 대대지 난토바이나 아니 가서 지다 많이 따쳐봐 말하던 게 죽입니다 많이 깡찍 마도 만창바 이나야 대타고 챔피언 취를 줄르고요 되네 꼬라 찍마도 맞아버리나야 소송하다 근데 계게 장신기 매버지 좀 받지 않는 연망신 바이나 삼로 된데 땅소나 꼬라 뒤에 타고 챔피언 꼬라 차르고 근데 상기기 군다도지를 제두전에 삼로 된데 땅에 군다지 제토바이나 군다 제와기 군다 제와 되지 당자신 부고랑 평행 현다지 중앙에 열때 군다 제와 태양 최근 냠nen지를 차르고 최점도 마습에 태포 챔피언 최지 차르고 뒤인도 전에 들리지 땅 아주 디레 뒤인도 전에 태포 챔피언 최 디나는 상하게 최 냠nen지 하다 아니 조베 갈사디 미상기 멜레기 엔제나 슈 슈긴 인사베기 딘데기 공부시야체 so 타디인도 전에 단어들이샤 다다나 로메체베 좀 트위체베 줍다 멘제 표고 여러봐 멘제 표 사서 라 표기로 멘제디 표 나멘제 마 표냐라 담문이라 게도르 찍대 아니 되네 멘제 표 좋아 so that's about it so just keep in mind that the practice alone, the practice being a Mahayana practice alone is not sufficient. The practitioner has to be a Mahayana practitioner as well. If you can do that, any small activities, any seemingly worldly activities, like barely walking or even looking at someone, if you have that kind of attitude and you look at someone, that is a look of compassion. And if you breathe onto someone, blow onto someone, that is the blow of compassion, that is the blow of Mahayana practice. So, it does not, the practice of Mahayana, the practice of the Dharma, the practice of Mahayana tradition, the practice of Vajrayana practice, tradition, it does not lie there. It lies here with us. So now we will be doing the Medicine Buddha empowerment, and so therefore there are two things for the from the disciples part. One is to wash, and then the other is to offer the mandala. So the first one is done, and the mandala offering we shall be doing after I do the warding off the obstacle ritual. So now I will start the warding off obstacles to the Dharma ritual. Since I lay down the foundations now, from now onwards it will be very swift. Ranyege jige be do je jang ni ge de go dan de ba zem be ko ro shang ba ro dange no yo no je ju ro so ma do ba chi no ye je ge ba ma yo ma le de So please make we will do the mandala offering.
le dan jun ron ram me nyen dan ram me nyen jen da rum bo je ye re wo ba san je ye nen jo ye ba ma me ba ye lon do go lo rum bo
Page number 14.
no
Page number
be
14.
rum bo je ze ma rum bo
Page number 14.
rum bo je lam bo rum bo je nan jo rum bo je ma be rum bo je den je mo ye ben bo nge ma je ma le ma ga ra ma me do ma me ma nan ze ma den je ma nye ma da rum bo je yen do jo le nam ban je ben jan ve ze lan da me ye ben je ben san zo ma za wa me ban de da jin jin za wa ye ba ni me ban de la ma dang ba nam che ba de ya la ma lo san dong wan dong chan jin be la zo guan dan che lo jin gan be wan je wan do jin zhou yan dun de jin so so jin ne no wan nang gen dan ne dan dong dan je la do se wan jin bian gong ne ju dan du mong gen ngue zhe ma lu zhen de
Page number 15.
Nemo
So usually during the teachings, we do two types of two mandala offerings. The first one is to ask the teacher to give teachings, because as a monk, one is not supposed to teach unless asked or requested. So therefore, not just because of being a monk, also to show the importance of the rarity and the importance of the Dharma, the preciousness of the Dharma. To highlight the preciousness of the Dharma, even Buddha didn't teach for 49 days, 7 whole weeks straight, before he was asked to teach by the 4 great kings of the heavenly realms. This is to highlight the importance and the preciousness of the Dharma. So the first one is to ask the Rinpoche to teach. So the first one, is usually done by the sponsors, and the second one is usually it's for the general public, just like laying out the things. So this is sort of like a gratitude mandala at the end, so which can be taken part by all the. So now, since you have requested me to teach give the empowerment, is it coming good? Okay. So since you have asked me to give the Medicine Buddha empowerment, I shall do so. Chezanta Tangboda Kasura Lomechever and Batunita Lamechever and Batelia Tedesha. Tangbodelia Lamalea and Kashure, Lamadojizim Lamalea, and the Sangimele Janang Roches in Soa de Bedimbre. So the first step is to Kasure, Lamadojizimbalea, Soa Tabne, Sangimele Janang Roches Soa de Bedre, Din Duzane, the Ne Kasureta, Lamadojizimbe Gune, and Sangimela. Laya, those Sangi Melata, Sangi, Choju, and Sangi, and Jusan Batamjelia, so at the Bedimbre. Lamadism, so Choju Sangi, and Jusan Batam Dalaponus. Taming the Shagi to dinners on the Junior Bolachi for the Jumla de Mangela, the Washa, where you them to say you loving it alone to Suez, that it's some Sungu. So this is to ask the Lama to give the empowerment of Medicine Buddha, and this is to pledge that you will, from now onwards, until you attain enlightenment for the sake of all sentient beings, you will hold the Medicine Buddha as your deity, deity of practice, and so therefore
asking the Lama to give the transmission of the medicine Buddha. So which has to be repeated 3 times. So you can just think of this. This is what you have to keep in mind when you are repeating after me in Tibetan. Lama doje zimba, la soba, choju, sanje dang, chanju semba tamje, dala gongso se. When you say da meaning you have to put your name. When you say I, so you go as I, Tongko Rinpoche, I, this and that. So you think of yourself. So, suzu ming di chu yache da ming di say but da ming di she gewa. Tu dine sonde ningbo changju la chige pardo. Chamden de menge la benju ye weje gebo. Yidam do tel ki loben ki dala long zel do sol. The second repetition, please. Lama doje zimba, la soba, choju sangye tang, chanju semba tamje, da la gongsu se, da ming di, she giwa, tu dine sonde, ningbo chanju la, chige pardo, chomden de mengi la, benjur ye wegi gebo. Yidam do teki, lobyon ki, dala long tendo sol. The third repetition, please. Len sunbe jendo yangar shin zeba shu. Lama doje zimba, la soba, choju sangye tang, chanju semba tamje, dala gongso sol, da mingdi, she giwa, tu dine sonde, ningbo chanju la, chege parto, chamden de mengi la benjo ye weje gebo yidam do tsegi lobyen ki dalal longze do se. So after asking the teacher to give the after asking the guru to give the transmission of medicine Buddha empowerment 3 times, now you have to say the 7-limb offering. The 7-limb offering, which is offering the 7-limb offering, the prostration, making offerings, confessions, rejoice, then asking the guru to teach, asking the guru to stay, asking the guru to stay long, and this is one thing, asking the guru to stay long, and then asking the guru to give teachings. And then at the end of those 6 limb, you make dedication of all the rituals activities that you have done. So when I say teacher, it doesn't necessarily have to be your own teacher or the teacher that is sitting on the throne right now. It can be anyone who is working for the betterment of all sentient beings, who is working tirelessly for the benefit of all sentient beings, or someone who is working for any living beings at all. So, this is the thing. So we have this in here or not? We don't have it. So the 7-limb la. Okay, it's the 7-limb offering. Now you have it, right? Prostration, making offerings, then confessing to your negative activities that was done in this life or previous lifetimes before, then rejoicing in the good deeds of others, and then requesting or asking good people to have a long life. Anyone who is doing something good for the humanity, something good for the world to have a good life, especially the teachers and the gurus, and then asking the gurus to teach, asking anyone intelligent enough to teach, to spread the wisdom of Dharma, to spread the wisdom of knowledge in any way, and then asking, and then at the end, dedicating all these virtuous the merits that you have accumulated into the land of the Buddhas, or into the what we call the paradise of the Buddhas, where it is kind of like kept safely. So it will not be affected by your, when we have when you accumulate a good amount of merit, it can be ruined by our afflictive emotions, as we talked about a little earlier, the mirror and the stain. So when you dedicate all the rituals, all the merits that you have accumulated, all the virtuous merits that you have accumulated into the death of the Buddhas, the land of the Buddhas, or which is actually merging your dedication, all the activities, all the rituous activities, merits that you have accumulated with that of the Buddha, it was kept safely. So think of this as an investment into the largest virtuous bank in the world. So there's no crash down in this market. So 제가 들어봐 창세와 지도 근데 다 수수께서 라마 계획 신경이 최배가 상계 chan주 선바디게 될 차표야 아니 제수 창세와 제 아니 최진 수도 전에 최바표와 다 최배 유다 차세배 유디다 드네 라마 계획 신경다 상계다 chan주 선바디게 디 임바체 드네 디게 될 차세와 아니 디게 될 최바표와 안 디게 디게 둔토 랑기다 ngarchebe migewa dige de la shakpa cheba digwa migewa de la shakpa cheba andine ta sanje da shinju sembala sobe gi gebu thamba dige ani chawa sangbo khang ze shaba dige de la jeso yirang cheba rani de chituro china samsam gi kasurda meram gebe yorba jeso yirang cheba ani yakut nangsha ngaya de chituba shosene jeso yirang che ani dene lama gebe ta kasu tanda choshin dige de chamalo ya kasugre kuzi ringdu temba shos chene sobat kaza kulia kaso ta kuzi ringdu neba shuro na chene kuma tabya an dige delia ani kwa ma dong ge podo chue song ro chesene so tabya changza wado chunin jesu yiran kuishin so adche an tenda teda bi ki ta gewe cho khari sa yo ba dige de tamjelo ani zobe changju도 ngoya zobe changju도 mangwa ba ina ngara zo gi ta geza chunju ju ba ina tela 아니 바르체 가서 그래 콘도다 아니 가서 그래 콘도라 소베기 뉴몬디게 디게 좀 주고 요인 바래 계사 디게 계사 가서 싸바 있네 콘도 사서는 콘도 계사 좀 바래 손다 콘도 님이지다 망부 열어봐 제디기 나발에 지금 담에다 맞좀 봤어야 소도 밀도 주바자 알서 내가 망부 내가 차슈디 소소기 계획이 가서 소남기 초 사샤버 줘봐 계획 계속 사샤버 디게디 콘도게 좀 주고 요인 바래 디인도 전에도 콘도 사이드에 네가 잡신 무슨 디인도 전에 어디 개발라 저배 창주도 모아야 돼. 어디인다. So I will say this prayer in Tibetan. 장제와단 최제 샤바단 제소 예랑 그제 소와 연계와 중세 다제 제스 담제 조배 장조 젠보로 장제와단 최제 샤바단 제소 예랑 꿀신 설와 예와 중세 다제 제사 담제 조배 장조 젠보로 장제와단 최제 샤바다 제소 예랑 꿀신 소와 예와 중세 다예 제사바 남제 조배 장조 젠보로 디주로 상계 조소말레 숨소야들에. So now the next is to take refuge into the Buddha Dharma and Sangha and to aspire for the complete Buddhahood, enlightenment for the sake of all sentient beings. So we will repeat that 3 times. Sangye chodang tsoye chonam la janjo bardo dane gyapso chi dage jenso gebe tsonam ngi jala benjere sangye jo bara sho sangye tsoye chonam la janjo bardo dane gyapso chi dage cheshe gebe tsonam ngi jala benjere sangye jo bara sho sangye chodang tsoye chonam la chanju bardo dane gyapso chi dagi cheshe gibe zonamgi jala benjire zangi jo bara sho
다 되네 디게지 케남 케란남 타메벌 네베죠 좀된데 맹길라 변조 외게 개고 고도 팅가랍도 중에 철루제 차에 조진게 되는 어로를 개버즈마 요냠샤게 되는 변조에 홍시 두제 강원나 바 다르마베 추가는 숨소 앞에다 벤달라 도제 기둥기 쇼바 셈베 양소소베 고로 교를 제다 도스지 공부 셔야래 도스지 공부 셔셔아 아니 케란남다 단다 타메베 내당시도 단다 컨디스네요 바틴 데지 네요 강래야 네베 강래야 케란남기 쭈올라야 아니 좀 전에 맹길라 변조에 외게 개고 다 대구발 대화지 요새 차베티 정말이잖아 차베티 나올라 면조에 구바지단 슈구 좁진 가르 찍도와 들려 채야지거나 슈구 니바들 찍도와 슈구 니바들 면조에 외게 개고 구발 채야지도와 아니 줄랑 아주 좁진 가를 줘야다 슈구 좁진 가를 줘었다 다면 면조에 맹게 개고 외게 개고 당연 지마 시신실 라모고아체 딘데 주요 삼바체 다차 예바디 조진기 차이자 수도 전에 도스치는 슈 조진 초지마 무릎 맞대로 아니 차 예마디 냠샤기 차이자 도스체제 쇼여와 아니 디갈이야 차 예바텔이야 디나미오레 걸수고래 아루라 도스나미오체 아니 차 예마리야 롱세디 벤루에 기수베 롱세 다 벤루에 수도스는 도 스릭타션 보지게 명이로 도 코랑게 뉴발 때네야 내로 소베 세트베 페어망 보송요 비임버 딘두전에 딘디지 벤루에 롱세 디나올레 두지여바 또 두지 세도스네 다 가수고래 조 듀마다 듀리야 하이부 듀다 뇽몽그 듀다 지다게 듀다 어딘데 듀시야여베나 듀시세야지 송고였다 조 듀시레 디나올레는 다 지다게 듀 지다게 듀세도스네 다소 디트로야드레디어와 제가 듀지스도스네 듀디 지다게 듀리샤 지스도스네 테스테워체베 메인자 듀지스라브레 지도 아주 강발을 지다네 지다가나 지디레 듀디 지다게 듀리샤체 티 좀바칭게 지인자 듀지스 남정 아주 듀지통 세도와 어디 듀지세야 고아든데 지냐고 어디체 듀지남이여체 다 다르마베 추고남 숨세와세 땅에 디데시데 망고자 뭐가체 가서나 데고발라 야고 제소나 아니 듣고 지마 주신 샤인 것도 와 어디데 지 공부시야체 아니 대 예수 그봐 대 예수 자주선바 아니 다외 소다베 아니 이베 까르보직체 다와다 낭지 까르보체 아니 윤 다좀네 데 멜로디가 캐나나베 우르였다 오토르였다 대기 예라 자주선바 다와다 낭지 까르보직체 다 다와다라야 돼 뭐가 까보 자주선바 까보직다 윤도 다 담보 이게 아직요 같이 아텔레신 주선 바다와다 나제 깔보지 중 유연도 이게 맘지요 같이 맘테 자주선 바 니마다 아니 마르셀기도 촌디 칼러 촌도데 마르셀 다 살로마기도 어디 마르셀이야 어디래 같이 안 자주선 바 데니가야 태몬자와 아니 가서 왔다 기베 철로 탐지기 게 봐. 어디데 지 요요 삼성기 데데지 담보 데데지 공부시 so so this is what we have to visualize in the state that you are currently in. Visualize on top of your crown there is a medicine Buddha sitting atop your crown gloriously. So I will not go into much details. The description of medicine Buddha is on page 2, and just take a very good look at page 2. And eventually we'll be going to page number 17. This is how we do the sadhana here. So there's the medicine Buddha with his right hand. It's in the mudra of wish granting, and holding onto an arura herb plant, which is a medicinal plant. And then on his left, he is in the what we call the meditative posture or mudra, and is holding an alms bowl made of lapis lazuli. So there is an image of the medicine Buddha right here and on the left. So there are two. So you can just take a very good look at those, and then I don't have to describe in great detail. So that should be on top of your crown. And flanking the medicine Buddha on the right is the Bodhisattva, the so-called Bodhisattva of moon. The Bodhisattva, moon Bodhisattva, it's a Bodhisattva but it has the name of a moon. So the moon Bodhisattva on right in white color, and the left Bodhisattva, the sun Bodhisattva on the left in orange color.
and they are adorned with all the ornaments that are, all the royal ornaments of a king or a prince, and are looking glorious and magnificent, and sitting gloriously on your crown. So this is the first image. So then please come back to, go to page number 17. You have to stack the 7 medicinal Buddha siblings, the so-called 7 medicinal Buddha siblings. When you add the Shakyamuni Buddha, the founder of the Buddha Dharma, then it becomes 8 medicinal Buddhas. Actually, there are 7 medicinal Buddha siblings. So you have to stack one each upon other, one upon other, one on each, one on one another, one top of the another, one top of another. Okay, thank you. So yeah, you have to keep stacking up. So this is how you should be visualizing. So this is the medicine Buddha, right? That in the medicine, because the Jumnen that does not tambo pegana shushawa. Jumnen the mengila pendru vegi jabo kodongombo. Dine rangi utela yobache. Tigi yen la chansu la chansu samba tawa da nache ka bota yena nima da nache marbo marser yobache. That tini tigi utela, right? Tigi ututo tini sheba ngwen kengebo kodo marbo. Ye chojin tangi mela da chikpare. 아니 유연냠샤 상게 메라다 찍어체 차제들다 대우주도 대신시하고 최라 견조양 고도 마르보 마장체 예디 찍어 작전 찍어 지장체 작전 지어봐 차제들 찍어 지장체 대우주도 예 조진다 유연냠샤 대우주도 아니 대신시하고 양의 매조벨 고도 마르자다 마르자체 마고 이발 까베 땅도 된바 마르자 차 니가 냠샤다 다 드링 차 니가 냠샤체 대우주도 대신 셔바 세상 팀에 고도 가르스를 가보 임바라 세베 당데마 예 최체 최송교백 최체체 유연 냠샤체 유연 상만 냠샤 임바 지거라 상만 유연 상만 냠샤 임바 지거제 되네 대우주도 렌젠 다와 대우주도 대신 셔바 렌젠 다와 아니 고도 마르세르 살로메기 도데레 참진기 도데레 대우 렌젠 다와 고도 마르세르 예 최체 유연 냠샤이 뭐 찍어체 냠샤세도 도스레 대우주도 유연 상만 상게 메라다 찍버다 냠샤르다 대우주도 첸레 대신 샤바 첸레 뭐 영라베게 제보세야 돼 대구도데 서보체 예 최제체 어제 되네 도스 여바지 공부시하고 거다 So the stacking of the medicinal Buddhas, medicinal Buddha siblings, sadhana, visualization, goes as thus. So on top of the medicinal Buddha that you have visualized, which is flanked by the 2 moon bodhisattva in white and the sun bodhisattva in orange, now on top of the medicine Buddha himself, you have the clear consciousness, clear realization, king of clear realization in the color of red with the same mudra as that of the medicine Buddha himself, right granting wishes. So all these medicinal Buddha siblings, the mudra in the left are same, meditative posture, meditative mudra, same. So the right mudra differs. So I'll not be repeating myself. So on top of the clear realization, king of clear realization, on top of the Tathagata known as the clear realization, the Buddha known as the clear realization, you have the proclaiming Dharma, ocean of Dharma. We have the ocean of Dharma with melodious sound, ocean of Dharma with melodious sound in red color with the same mudra as before, as that of the medicine Buddha himself. And on top of that, you have the freed from suffering, supreme freedom from suffering. The Buddha known as the supreme freedom from suffering. Okay? Supreme freedom from suffering, supreme liberation from suffering in the color of pink. Now with both hands in a meditative posture. So on top of him, there is the refined gold, stainless refined gold. The Buddha known as the stainless refined gold in the color of white with a shade of, yellow with a, white with a shade of yellow. So yellowish white. The right in the mudra of giving teaching, like this. This is the mudra of giving a teaching. Right hand in the mudra of giving a teaching. The left, as you know. On top of him is the precious moon. Buddha Tathagata, known as the precious moon. And his color is orange. And the mudra in the right is to give a teaching, the teaching mudra. The left same. On top of him is the excellent name, the Buddha known as excellent name, excellent signs. The Buddha known as excellent signs. His color is yellow, and the right mudra is to give teaching, and the left meditative as before. So do this stacking, do the visualization of this, do the visualization of the 7 medicinal Buddhas stacked one upon another. So please do that for a few moments. So now what we will do is we will keep on, we will start prostrating towards each of the 7 medicinal Buddhas one by one, and making offerings, mind, body, and speech offerings, or anything that you can offer, mind, body, and speech, yeah, of course. So you will be making offerings to the 7 medicinal Buddhas one by one, and we will also be pledging the same pledges that the medicinal, one by one, we will be making the pledges that the 7 medicinal Buddhas made when they were first when they first generated the bodhicitta for the sake of all sentient beings. And then we will pray that whatever prayers they had made, whatever pledge they had made, may come true right now, instant, at this very instant. So this is what we'll be praying. So this goes to all the, so one by one. And so let me tell this thing in a whole sort of set. So once you pray to the first medicinal Buddha, so it should start from the top to the, to the last. So once you finish praying to the first one, then the first one will melt down, merge into the second one, and the second one, then when you are finished with this whole process, the second one will melt into the third. And when you finish doing the prostration, offering, pledging, all that, then the third one will merge into the fourth one, top down, in a top down order. 좀 전에 대신 샤보라 좀 한다고 조배선 게 다 되네 두스치고래. 다 도스치네야 가서 그래 도세를 배치네야 고면와 야 곰샤바디 대신 샤보다 당기 야야야 짜네 타마데 딜려서 대신 샤보 첸레버 용라베기 개보셔야 돼봐 첸레 대신 샤보 첸레네 마송네 다 대신 샤보 렌전 다와로 소바데네 마마마마 림베 팀용와 곰고 다딜라 대신 샤보 첸레 용라베기 총도 차첼 델로 초바표 캡수치 되네 대신 샤바 첸레 용라베기 뭔게 면함 소와 가르다비 여바 되나시 두바 쇼스네 면함 잡아데 임바. So I think I may have skipped something here. Prostration, offering, taking refuge, and pledging, and then wishing, praying that all their wishes come true this very instant. So about 6 things. Prostration, offering, taking refuge, making pledge, and asking, praying for the pledges, the aspirations they made they had made to come true. So 5. 좀 된데 대신 샤보라 좀 양다고 조배 상계 전에 봐 용라비게 예볼라 차세로 저도 접수 저 대월 샤보
Shadow Jabsoji, or the Washa Batina, the Washa Batina, when you melon Chita Bashin, Dada Simja Tamji, Kitchen, Java, Chinga Labdos, she has all the Vedajan Batina, Vedoshin, and the Vekuila, Timboram, Chazan. So, did that. Chats so what the get how much I do the Sheba, Tango Chatsel, Chobapil, Capsuchi. The Nedin Sheba, Senla on Rap, Tijin Sheba regular, Tijin Sheba, going to Melam Chitata Banashi, Ani, Dada Simjet Tamji, Kitchen, Jova Chingal up to Sursa, that Juba Shorts and Melam Tabet, so what I bet, but did a regulated Taru Duzane, Tijin Sheba, Ganga, Yogi, Tangodi, Niba, the Sumbalatim, Melam Reds had used a regulated Martim Dry, the Mavacheco in Bre. Tijin Sheba Sene, Vedo, and the Vegula Timber, then Tijin Sheba Rajamanda was a best and getting the water payment of the Jabas, and Jabas, Choda, the Washer, and the one you managed that was the Tamji, Kitchen, and Jova Chinga Labdos, the shares of whatever, and the Vedo, and Susan to make you call it in Bamia, Tijin Sheba Rajamanda was a best and getting the man, and the show Jova Chazar, or Choda, the Tijin was not a man, and that was in a dozen Kitchen, and Jova Chinga Labdos, shares of whatever, the Tijin was not a man, and Yang measure be a good timber. Then the Tijin Sheba Rajamanda was the best and Yang measure, but Chazar, Choda, the Washer, and Yang measure, be young, and Manachada, but doesn't get them to Kitchen, and Jova Chinga Labdos, shares of whatever, the Tijin Sheba, Yang measure, but the Vedo, Choda, and Kuda Timber, Tijin Sheba, 10 minutes and the Tim getting so when I mention the names of Tijin Shekwa, that is the Buddha or Tathagata. So when I mention the name of the Tijin Shekwa, you can just go one by one from the top down order. Tijin Shekwa nyenge mezo be do shune choda jamzo yang ge ko la timbara me Tijin Shekwa Tene jumne Tijin Shekwa juma yang da bora zo be sang ge choda ge zuyang la sha zo la choda ge zo shwa de wa shwa choda ge zuyang ge Tijin Shekwa choda ge zuyang yong ge melang chida da ba shin da da simje tamji ge jin la jo ba shin ge lab do ze she so da be Tijin Shekwa choda ge zuyang do shune ngone ge be ko la timbara me tene jumne Tijin Shekwa juma yang da bora zo be sang ge chwe ge zo ge lo number be ngoma ge be ge bola cha zo lo choda ge zo shwa Tijin Shekwa ngone ge be ngone melang chida da ba da simje tamji ge jin la jo ba shin ge lab do ze she so da be Tijin Shekwa ngone ge be do shune me me ge be ko la timbara tene jumne Tijin Shekwa juma yang da bora zo be sang ge me ge da be no ge bola cha zo lo choda ge zo che wa da she be me ge be ngone melang chida da ba shin da simje tamji ge jin la jo ba shin ge lab do she so what the best 다데네 다 멤버게 뭐 파도 팀 맞지 다 멤버게 뭐라 팀 멜라스 워 멤버게 거스도 멜라랑데 멜레고들 팀 당기 우주들 요와 지주들 요와 데네 멤버게 뭐고 데네 팀이 전에 다 멤버게 뭐고래 당기 차체 줘봐표 아니 잡수치 데네 가서 그런 거 예면은 지다다 봐 줘봐 쇼스네 멜람 잡아 텔라데네 아니 멤버게 뭐고래 왜서 빠도 매 봐트 진짜 뭐 멤버게 뭐고래 왜서 빠도 매 봐트네 랑기 지워 고네 고주네 봐 지워네 강배 틀기 파도 탐제 강 외세되기 강네 바제 봐 네지 되제 딕집 가르여 봐 되게 참아 장신 타송삼 타 수수 수부티 단다기 수고나시 많이 봐 아니 시고 나신체 바치세 나서 통화되게 장모 장장지 차송삼에 류시고 야 타바신도 교르송냐베 매바 제고 임버레 so now to save time, I will not repeat the order again. But after, I believe you have all, made the visualization of merging from top-down order to up to the medicine Buddha himself. So now, after praying, prostrating, making offerings, and taking refuge, and taking the same pledge as they did, and as he did, and then asking, requesting, praying for the aspirations that he made to come true this very instant, the medicine Buddha, from the body of from the medicine Buddha, shines a very bright light, infinite amount of light, and that light fills you up from the tip of your toes to the top of your head. And by doing so, illnesses, obstacles, and sins, unwholesome deeds that you may have done, and and the afflictive emotions that has been staining your mind were all purified, were all washed away. And now the body that you have is transformed, is into a, has turned into something like that of a glass bottle, transparent. So this is, visualize this for now. so deba ne di ju ju be de sama ji wache yong de len sum gi tar che me be ge wo jun de me kana jun de gi ta de ne kana nam jun de me ge la ku do ting arab do ju me chalu jin chaye jo jing ge jana aru de ge ma okay ta de da ta su su di jun de me ge la ku la ta da chik sam ta im ba ti ta ma ta la te ne ta rang ni su su rang ni dang gi jun de me be ge bo de rang gi ji zu lu ba ta rang ni jun de me be ge bo ta la gyur song sa ba che 다 멤버 제복이 차지돼 연결 라모 같이 내가 여바나 신체 멤버 제복 한데 주여 바탕아 찔라 소소랑이 결송 삼바체 다 차예바데 냠샤 가서 조진기 차지 아로레 쯤바탕 유에 냠샤기 때나 아니 우벨레 가서 벤루에게 홍세 남이 바던데 다 텔라 르문나는 가서 그래 탕가나는 같이 제대로 여바 지마 지신도 안 되는 질 결송 삼백이 네 가서 그래 메바체야 이버래 so now is to 대단냠도 다 들다 대단냠돌이야 다 랑니기 예다 유엔일이야 뒤여버체 랑기 투가 랑기 닝갈이야 다다 랑니 좀내 메벨 게볼로 교수 선배 사무치 땅사임바 메바체 사임바 다 메벨 게보 교배 랑니기 닝갈라 이게 공부지 여버체 되게 예라 자주 선바 다와다 나제 깔보테당 유연도 자주 선바 니마다 나제 마르셀디 여바체 니가 태모자와 견탐적이 좀 여바체 다 로변기 투가 다다 고배왕기 라마대양 가수라 좀내 멤버게 볼게 돼요. 그래서 로변기 투가네 외세최배 경기 초주 상계다 자주 선바 탐지기 외세 가서 진럽 멤버 진럽 초주 상계다 자주 선바 탐지 젠창도 전에 태남 상계 멜레게 넘버치는 표현하지. 진규 초주 상계다 준주선 바탐제 임발라 권남베 넘버티 섭다티 되는 상계 멜레게 섭다치는 패대버지. 디펜에 계란남기 쭈올쇼 꼴쇼. 좋아. 되네 계란남기 쭈오네 마 팀제 닝게 엄몽부 단기 검대야 좋아. 디가라 팀. 대템발라 때네 다 룽아이 좀 로지도 규백이 딜라야 전절이야 랑기 계란기 제월 엄가버체 짐발 아마버체 니가로 홈모보 요바 조송 사백에 삼로땅 되네 로변기 홍스네 당이 딩에 주로 나오라 로변 홍스네 또 메도 떨거봐 메도 떨듯잖네 메도디 캐나남기 꼴로 토송 사백 메바체 되네 로변기 당 니에게 같은데 딱 고배왕기 상계맹게라 세대 여러와 대기 니가 니에게 딱 니가네 가서 그래 엄디 여바체 되네 ngakching ngaki changwadire 대야도 엄비가지 마비가지 엄나마 바가와디 비가지 그룹은 루야 바바라자 따다가데 아라하다 스메선 부다야 대야도 비가지 마비가지 아자 섬문가지 소하세야지 ngakching 주여바체 ngaki chang와 ngak은 부든데 주여바체 되네 니에게 닝가를 여배 ngakching 되네 대단 저보다 ngakching 니바치 총 니바티 니에 칸에 마트엔체 계란남기 셰르슈 계란남기 셰기 균에 계란남기 단계 도가로 검대하기 닝가로 검대하기 오미응원부지와 오미응원부티기 탈라 꼬라 예고를 잡지 대여바 직체 되네 예고를 잡지 도스치니 대송 선배게 몇바 체네 아니 따탄동에 라변도 전에 엄나마 바가와데스야기 나한테 젠두 남고요 임바래 so now after this purification purifying visualization now imagine that you have transformed into a medicine Buddha as displayed on the right and left here and so now you have transformed yourself into the medicine Buddha. Please visualize that. And at your heart, at the core of your heart, there is a syllable Om in the color of blue. So sitting on a moon disk. So on the right side of the blue Om, sitting on a moon disk, there is the Bodhisattva, moon Bodhisattva in white color, and on the left of the mantra Om, syllable Om, there is the sun Bodhisattva in the color of orange, and both in the mudra of prostrating like this. So in full glory. So now from the guru, who for obvious reasons, for the necessity of the practice, has been transformed, is in the form of the medicine Buddha.
through the heart of the teacher, who is now in the form of the medicine Buddha, shines a bright light. And that bright light invites all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of the 10 directions in the form of the medicine Buddha himself. And then they all come and sit on your crown. And gradually they melt or merge into the blue Om sitting on the moon disk at the core of your heart. And as a mark of transformation of your mind, body, and speech with that of the medicine Buddha, you are marked with a white Om on forehead, red A at the throat, and blue Hung at the heart. So now this is important this is something you have to keep in mind. Okay, there is a blue Om sitting at your heart from before, already there, and now you have a blue Hung sitting here as well. So since these are translucent, like a light, so they don't have to sort of like disturb one another. So now from the core of the teacher, the guru, who is in the form of a medicine Buddha, when I'm saying Om Ahung, Om Ahung, I will say Om Ahung, Om Ahung, and throw the flowers or the grain of rice. When I do that, this from my heart, in which sits another blue Om, which is circled by the long mantra. Om Namo Bhagavate because Guru Bindra Pabara Zatakata Ara das Mission Buddha because Mahapas and that's among the so this will this mantra that is in my heart will come through my heart. There is a it's being copied. There is a second syllable. There's a second mantra which comes out from the mantra that is within me. And it comes out, it emits from my mouth through to your mouth and enters through to your mouth and then merges into, enters your mouth and sits beside the blue Om that is at the core of your heart. And it encircles the Om syllable. So this should be done when so the sign I give for transformation of your mind, body, and speech, merging of your mind, body, and speech with that of the medicine Buddha, I will say the mantra Om Ahung. White Om, red A, blue Hung. Om Ahung, 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 Om Ahung. So now repeat this mantra after me, and at the same time visualize that a second mantra, long mantra of the medicine Buddha comes through my mouth, through your enters your mouth and sits beside the blue Om. Chesanta Om Namo Bhagavate Syanga Jinuna Che Tinnawe Kapsu and Lobing Tugane Nating Nibashi Te Rangi Lobing Shene Ran Kanamgi She Gune Ninge Hungi Talatushin Quetaba Mevaza Imbre. Then Jinuna, please repeat. Namo Bhagavate Be Kanze Guru Bendruya Prabharazaya Tathagataya Arahate Samyasam Buddhaya Teatha Om Bekanze Bekanze Mahabekanze Samungade Soha Namo Bhagavate Bekanze Guru Bendruya Prabharazaya Tathagataya Arahate Samyasam Buddhaya Dayatha Om Bekanze Bekanze Mahabekanze Samungade Soha Namo Bhagavate Bekanze Guru Bendruya Prabharazaya Tathagataya Arahate Samyasam Buddhaya Dayatha Om Bekanze Bekanze Mahabekanze Samunga de soha. So when you repeat it for the first time, you were blessed. When you repeat for the second time, it comes, the repetition. During the second repetition, yours and the teacher's became inseparable. And during the third repetition, it was well established, firmly established. The mantra that is within you and that of the teacher. Deva thangbe chebe kapso yu chingi labata, nibe kapso yermedo chebata, sumbe kapso temper cheba meba cheba yimbare. Tegi ta delong di chinsimba yimbare. So the transmission of the mantra is finished. So from now onwards, until you attain enlightenment, you have to take the medicine Buddha as your deity of practice, and you have to recite the medicinal Buddha mantra as much as you can. And the lineage usually says, according to the lineage, our teachers usually say you have to recite the mantra at least once a day. If you cannot, you can take a look at it. You have to make a commitment. So this is a commitment. There is a mind commitment, body commitment, and a speech commitment. So the mind commitment, the body commitment is to remind yourself of the medicine Buddha's. Think of the medicine Buddha and take him as your deity. And the speech commitment is to recite his mantra at least once. And then the mind commitment is to attune your mind to the same as that of the medicine Buddha himself. In other words, simply put, attuning your mind into practicing compassion, loving compassion, and developing wisdom. So, tadine tene sonderwa, tu dine sonde. Takar gongba shiagorsana tu dine sonde chides nying boma toge pardo. Sange mebe gebo yidam har songi che gongba shia. Tene songati nima rera rangelo dan tsamba chine. Ane dungi ins, ta sosogi kazu tuptugi dungi ins, ta sarchik tabu matala sarchik tabu dungi ins ya jorba. Lo dan tsamba tune dungi ins. 아니 데네 상게 멜레기다 가수그래 송 가리여바 되게 되니 랑게 냠슬랭기 인사 어디네 공부시고 임바래 다 디기 선녀라고 되다. So this is the repetition you will do, pledging that you will follow it through thoroughly. 러병 공소서 나 명디 셰기베 뒤디네 손데 제세 창조닝 볼라 체게 파도 상게 멤베게보 이담기 할 손에 대송아 니제라 진유레 다와 담차와 락소 제세 창조님 볼라 치기 파도 다음인데 시기베 권다 딘다 러병 공소서 다음인데 시기베 뒤디네 손데 제세 창조님 볼라 치기 파도 상게 멤베게 뭐 이담게 할 손에 대송아 니레라 진유레 다와 담차와 락소 러병 공소서 다음인데 시기베 뒤디네 손데 제세 창조님 볼라 치기 파르토 상게 멤베게 뭐 이담게 할 손에 대송아 니레라 진유레 다와 담차와 라소. Oh yeah, that 담차 will long the jin, but so this is known as the transmission of the commitment. That agarare. So that is Julia. Can I name Nyam Kasore? Nyamlin Kasore loving Karishabana, Nyamlin Chamachi Chigin said. So now, you take the medicine Buddha as the your deity of your practice deity, and then you will from now onwards you will practice the medicine Buddha teaching as much as you can and recite the mantra. So you confirm that, and to celebrate this, I will be throwing flowers upon all of you to celebrate that. So when I say this, when I recite the mantra, when I do this prayer again, please visualize the same process. The mantra, the long medicinal Buddha mantra, comes from the heart of the teacher to that of yours, and the mantra that is sitting beside the Om, blue Om, at your heart is blessed, is consecrated by this process. Medo di ninga chen to chingir labde kirang nam gi chor torbe jisu gi gone shu de ninga nga chen la timshi chingir labar me then me bar che. So the flowers or the grains of rice has been blessed as the medicinal Buddha mantra, and when I throw it, it sits on your head, and through your head it enters to the core of your heart and sits beside the blue Om. So the transmission is complete now. The empowerment of the medicinal Buddha is over, is finished. So, yeah, that's it. Thank you. So there are some things that I have to do, like it doesn't involve you, so it involves the master. So you can do whatever you have to do. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Thank you for the Guru.
Deanda Wan Bien Ganzen Man Bien Ganzen Bien Randa Zamen Gande Yezo Wan Deanda Wan Bien Ganzen Man Bien Ganzen Randa Zamen Gande Yezo Deanda Wan Bien Ganzen Man Bien Ganzen Bien Randa Zamen Gande Yezo Wan Deanda Wan Bien Ganzen Bien Man Bien Ganzen Randa Zamen Gande Yezo Deanda Wan Bien Ganzen Man Bien Ganzen Bien Randa Zamen Gande Yezo Wan Deanda Wan Bien Ganzen Man Bien Ganzen Randa Zamen Gande Yezo Deanda Wan Bien Ganzen Man Bien Ganzen Bien Randa Zamen Gande Yezo Wan Deanda Wan Bien Ganzen Man Bien Ganzen Randa Zamen Gande Yezo Deanda Wan Bien Ganzen Man Bien Ganzen Bien Randa Zamen Gande Yezo Wan Deanda Wan Bien Ganzen Man Bien Ganzen Randa Zamen Gande Yezo Deanda Wan Bien Ganzen Man Bien Ganzen Bien Randa Zamen Gande Yezo Wan Deanda Wan Bien Ganzen Man Bien Ganzen Randa Zamen Gande Yezo Deanda Wan Bien Ganzen Man Bien Ganzen Bien Randa Zamen Gande Yezo Wan Deanda Wan Bien Ganzen Man Bien Ganzen Randa Zamen Gande Yezo Deanda Wan Bien Ganzen Man Bien Ganzen Bien Randa Zamen Gande Yezo Wan Deanda Wan Bien Ganzen Man Bien Ganzen Randa Zamen Gande Yezo Deanda Wan Bien Ganzen Man Bien Ganzen Bien Randa Zamen Gande Yezo Wan Deanda Wan Bien Ganzen Man Bien Ganzen Randa Zamen Gande Yezo Deanda Wan Bien Ganzen Man Bien Ganzen Randa Zamen Gande Yezo Deanda Wan Bien Ganzen Man Bien Ganzen Randa Zamen Gande Yezo Deanda Wan Bien Ganzen Man Bien Ganzen Randa Zamen Gande Yezo Deanda Wan Bien Ganzen Man Bien Ganzen Randa Zamen Gande Yezo Deanda Wan Bien Ganzen Man Bien Ganzen Randa Zamen Gande Yezo Deanda Wan Bien Ganzen Man Bien Ganzen Randa Zamen Gande Yezo Deanda Wan Bien Ganzen Man Bien Ganzen Randa Zamen Gande Yezo Deanda Wan Bien Ganzen Man Bien Ganzen Randa Zamen Gande Yezo Ne 간데 맹간데 마맹간 맹간데 란다자 맹간데소 내연다 맹간 맹간데 마맹간 맹간데 란다자 맹간데소 내연다 맹간 맹간데 마맹간데 맹간데 란다자 맹간데소 네 맹간데 맹간 마맹간데 맹간데 란다자 맹간데소 내연다 맹간데 맹간데 마맹간 맹간데 란다자 맹간데소 내연다 맹간 맹간데 마맹간데 맹간데 란다자 맹간데소 내연다 맹간 맹간데 마맹간데 맹간 란다자 맹간데소 내연다 맹간 맹간데 마맹간데 맹간데 란다자 맹간데소 내연다 맹간 맹간데 마맹간 맹간데 란다자 맹간데소 내연다 맹간데 맹간데 마맹간 맹간데 란다자 맹간데소 내연다 맹간데 맹간데 마맹간 맹간데 란다자 맹간데소 내연다 맹간 맹간데 마맹간데 맹간 란다자 맹간데소 내연다 맹간 맹간데 마맹간 맹간데 란다자 맹간데소 내연다 맹간 맹간데 마맹간데 맹간 란다자 맹간데소 내연다 맹간 맹간데 마맹간데 맹간데 란다자 맹간데소 내연다 맹간 맹간데 마맹간 맹간데 란다자 맹간데소 내연다 맹간 맹간데 마맹간데 맹간 란다자 맹간데소 내연다 맹간 맹간데 마맹간데 컨트롤 라르시게 란다자 맹간데소 내연다 맹간 Bengan ma bengan bengan ranza zamengan dezo ne yanda bengan bengan ma bengan bengan ranza zamengan dezo ne yanda mengan mengan ma mengan mengan ranza zamengan dezo ne yanda mengan mengan ma mengan mengan ranza zamengan dezo wan yanda wan began zin began zin ma
Page
began zin
18,
began zin ranza
prayer
zamengan
dedication, page 18.
dezo
If we all can assemble here, we're going to do the photo inside. It's a little too breezy and cold outside, so we'll make it more comfortable for everybody, but it will be tight, so please come on. If the lamas can stand next to Rinpoche, or we can manage some way to take a photograph. Please come up. Everybody come in, please, for this photograph. Oh, be careful. Help her with that. Why is it the women do all the hard work?
Okay, it's okay.
Okay.
I'm taller than you.
Over your shoulder.
Oh, no. That's okay. That's okay.
Thanks, Lance. Where's your Wi-Fi?
Huh? It's right behind you, over here. Maybe if you kneel down.
I'll go down there.
There you go. Paulita, why don't you come over here and sit?
Big picture.
Huh?
Big picture.
Big picture, yeah.
He needs to get higher so he can fix it.
One, two, three. One, two, three. One, two, three. Excellent.
Thank you. 2:30. All right, we're going to have lunch, and we'll reassemble back in the shrine room at 2:30. 2:30. So you have plenty of time for lunch. Okay.
We come back at 2:30.
2:30.